Hi, this is Sarah. I'm going to do a short yogic stretch and some exercises to loosen up and flex the back. As always, please do listen to your body. You know best what's good for you. Any pain, obviously stop immediately. And of course, as with any exercise, please consult your own physician, GP, before commencing any exercise, and modify it exactly as you need. Okay, let's get started. So I have got here a yoga mat. So I've actually got an extra one because my knee's a bit sore today, as you can see, and also a brick. You could also use a block. Actually, if you're at home, it might be nice to have cushions from your sofa for the child's pose, but instead of that, I've just got two more blocks. It's just if you can't go back fully, you might want blocks under your knees when we get to it. Okay, so let's get started. I'll take off this support, I don't need that for the moment. So lying down, just first start just lying in what we call semi-supine. I'll bring the blocks over the other side. There we go. So just before we do anything, let's just ground down. So have your legs bent, your hips resting in the floor, and feet nice and soft, about hip width apart, doesn't really matter too much. Palms can be facing down like mine or up, just see what feels better for you. And just take a breath, start to connect into the breath and smoothing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Like you're blowing out a candle. Another one in and out. You might like to close the eyes for this bit. In and out. And then for a warm up for the lower back, imagine you've got a marble in your navel area, and we're just going to first tilt the marble towards the belly button. See, I'm lifting up the hips gently and rocking down. The marble's coming back more to the pubic bone and up. Just gently, we're kind of massaging the lower back into the mat. In and out. Try to keep connected with your breathing throughout the whole exercise routine. And now we're going to imagine we're going to just tip that marble over to the side. It's just tipped down to this hip, and then we're going to trace it round. So basically I'm making a big circle with my lower back. So again, so that marble is rolling down towards the right as I'm lifting up my left hip. Maybe you can see that in the mirror. And round. And we'll go the other way. So we're lifting up. So I'm lifting up my right hip, coming down. It's a nice gentle warm up for the lower back. Do that a few more times if you want to. If you feel like you need a bit more warm up. I'm quite warm, so I've just come straight from a circuit class. And come to stillness. Bring the legs up. Holding the shins. Maybe crossing them over if you want a little bit more of a stretch. You can do this like this. I'm grabbing the outside of my, the outer side of my feet. Or you can just hug or even uncross them if that feels uncomfortable. But as we rock, we're going to look one way And then the other side, a little bit of a neck warm up. Notice how it feels to have a long neck, because we're going to use this position in the exercise. If your neck is feeling a little tender today, make sure you don't overextend it when we do the exercises where you look up, which I'll point out to you. So maybe a little bit more. And bring the feet down. So this is just a short yogic session. Always connecting to the breath. So now raise up your arm over the head and use the arm as a pillow just to come round. Bending the knees, pressing into the right hand and pressing up. And we'll come to our first exercise on the knees. So I'm going to bring in that cushioning. So let's talk about tabletops. I'll just tuck this in so you can see what's going on here. So, tabletop. This means you've got your hands through. So my hands are spread like this. They're nice and strong hands. You can almost imagine you had like a little blueberry under the palm, so you don't want to crush it. So slightly curved, but just see what feels comfortable. You see my shoulder is slightly behind the wrist, perhaps I could go over, but we don't want to be doing this. So either wrist under the shoulder or slightly behind. So I've seen my biceps are engaged, so strong arms. I've also got my hips over the knees. And if you press into, just try it now, if you press into the instep, the top of the foot, you'll notice that it just slightly relieves the pressure on the knees. So that's just something to think about. So we'll start with what's called cat-cow. So, and also notice that as I'm looking right down, the space between the hands, I have a nice long neck. So think about the crown going, facing the wall in front of you. And if you'd like to just watch and notice, so inhale, lengthen. So I'm thinking about length and the spine, and start to tuck that pelvis under like we did before. So it's pelvis, middle, upper back, and then I'm pressing up the upper back towards the ceiling. I'm dropping my head down. And then when I come up, I now start with poking the tailbone up, dropping in the middle, and then coming up. And you can either look just gently forward, maybe a foot ahead, or if it feels okay for your neck, you can look up with your eyeballs looking up to the ceiling. It stretches the eyes as well, stretches the front of the neck. But if that's a bit strong, just keep it fairly neutral like this. So let's go. You might have already started if you're clear with the instructions. So inhale and exhale. Think of an angry cat, belly button towards the spine. And down. And inhale, dropping. So I'm not going to do like a full set here to follow. This is really just an instructional video so that you can understand the exercises and do them yourself at home. In your own time, I suggest you do as many of these that feel good, really, maybe about 10. So always remember exhaling, arching the back. You don't have to follow I said move the tailbone first each way. If that's a bit too complicated, then you can just drop that and just think about flexing and arching the spine. Some lovely flexion here, see that curve? And then we're going to extend the spine. So we're just loosening up the spine, creating some space between the vertebrae. And now come back to tabletop. So remember, the belly is strong, kind of think more about tucking the pelvis in, pressing into those hands. Now we're going to do the Superman exercise. This is lovely for stretching the spine. So first, get used to it. Every session, just until you're really confident with this, so reset, hands, feet, so the knees are about hip width apart and the hands are at shoulder width apart, and inhale and bring the belly in as you extend, lifting that left hand up. And you see I'm now the palm is facing to the right, and I'm aiming to get my upper arm towards or next to the ear. If that's a bit much, you can always reach down. Better to reach down than reach out, I think, because you get that extension in the spine. And bring it back. So again, in, exhale, strong core. Palm of the right hand is facing towards the left. I mean, also play with these hand positions. It might be that your particular anatomy prefers the hand not facing to the side. Just try that. So now we're going to do the legs. Inhale, exhale, lifting that left leg, softly pointing the toes, soft knee. It's a straight leg, but not overextended at this stage, just getting the feel of it. And just see how my toe is sort of below the hip bone. We're not looking for, you can see how my back starts to extend. I'm looking in the mirror here. Apologies for looking away from you. So just think about that. Just notice what it feels like if you do bring it. You'll feel it in your lower back. So we're looking for a long spine. And back. Inhale, exhale. Again, right toe. Strong in the arms, still engaged in the hands. So don't let your arms flop. They're still strong in the shoulders, supports all the nice posture. So I've lifted my foot a little bit higher on this one. And I'm just going to reset. So your hip bones should be facing to the floor. So we're not looking for a hip opener like this. We're not doing that mode. So I'll do it this way. So we're not looking to open it. We actually want the hip bones down. So the whole front line is facing down, including the face. Okay, so let's bring it all together. Inhale, exhale, lifting the left hand and the right leg and having that arm. Now just imagine someone's pulling your hand away from you while someone else is pulling your toe away from you. Just feel that stretch. Even if you say you can't get your hand up there, you can go down. And the other way. So lifting the right hand and the left leg. You could try maybe putting the palm face down rather than this way. That might be possibly more comfortable. So I'm going to cramp a little bit. So I'm going to do 2 more. Inhale and exhale. The slow and controlled wins the race here. We're not looking for loads of reps. We're looking for nice long lengthening. And again, I'm not going to do a full set. I'm just doing a couple more each side. Just to make sure, and then make sure you're not looking up because that will crack your neck. So always make sure you're looking down, long neck, facing down. And I suggest you do between 6 to 10 of these. Really stretching out the back. And now we're going to go into child pose. And as I mentioned, you might want to have one of these blocks handy for your head. It depends how flexible you're feeling today. Imagine these are sofa cushions. So I've got my knees wide apart, so it's like this. I'll just go this way first. Starting to cramp slightly, so I'll be quick. So this is what it looks like. And from the side. So for me, I'm okay to go without any blocks or cushions. and we're getting a nice flexion in that spine, a very conscious flexion. It's not like hunching over the computer. This is a very conscious flexion, so we're extending, rounding the spine like we were in the angry cat. And you can have your arms in front like this. You can have an active child pose where you're really stretching out, spreading the fingers again, or you can be more relaxed and just have the arms draping over the knees. And if it doesn't work for you to have your knees so wide apart, bring them together. Just play with the different configurations. And like I say, imagine these are sofa cushions, or actually a big, depending how tall you are, maybe a bed pillow would work equally well. But as you can see, I'm just going to pop these somewhere. I mean, I actually would put the cushion between the legs. Maybe a flatter block might be helpful. You can just see how it just helps bring the heels towards the butt without needing that flexibility. So once you're in child pose, just linger here. You might like to have a timer handy. Plenty of timer apps on the phone, or just the clock on the phone's got a timer function, and maybe you'd like to stay here for, say, 2-3 minutes, really restful. You could just be moving your arms around a little bit. You could even put your head to one side and then the other, a little gentle twist on the neck. You can even massage your forehead by just moving the head from side to side. Okay, so that's child pose. So we've done tabletop, cat-cow, and we've done, let's call it Superman. It's also known as the tiger pose in yoga, tiger pose, child's pose, balasana, and now we're going to do the supported bridge. So for the supported bridge, it's a lovely spine extension, and I don't want to add any more to it, so I'll move that away. So you could use this flatter block, that can be quite nice, or a brick, but we're using the shorter side. We're going to put it under the sacrum. So the sacrum area is basically, it's sort of here. So it's like the tailbone, just when the cheeks start to come apart, it's just before the bum crack, basically, your builder's bum crack. So we're aiming to get it here, not higher up, because we need to support this last bit at the back. If you look at a skeleton, you'll see that big bone, and that's the area we're talking about. So do not do it this way and sit on it and lean back. That would be really unkind for your back. Instead, come lying down, have the block to hand, gently coming down into semi-supine, and just to check that your heels are close enough to your bum, so it's not going to strain your back too either. My middle finger, I'm just checking I can just about touch the heel with that middle finger, so I know I'm in the good position. So just let the back settle in a moment, looking up, and then bring whatever block you choose, have it to hand. Now pressing into the feet, rolling up. Always do these movements gently, rolling up the spine into that bridge position, and rather than just holding it with your quads being strong, your glutes, we're going to allow it to rest. So you have to kind of feel what feels comfortable for you. I'm just moving mine slightly. So already you can see that the spine is in a very gentle extension, and that might be enough for you on one particular day. So give it a couple of minutes just resting here. Let the spine adjust to this extension. So don't rush into it. Give it a minute, at least a minute, just to. And sometimes you might notice some soft clicks as the spine is kind of readjusting itself. So now, if it feels right for you, gently extend one leg. Linger here for a minute. Again, you'll feel it's extending the back a little bit stronger. You can see that. You can see I've got a nice curve here, but it's not as strong as if I was in the Sphinx pose. It's more moderated than that, and that's because we've got this long line. And now I'm going to bring the other one down. Just check how that feels. Actually deeply relaxing. So I've got my arms out here. You could bring them out higher, maybe to shoulder height, or if you're on a really long stretch, you can bring them over the head, maybe right over the head, if that's available to you, or maybe a sort of make a Y shape. And just notice how my toes are just nice and relaxed. My feet are gently rolling out, so I'm not got engaged legs at all. In fact, I'm completely relaxed now. And again, use the timer. So this is also a yin yoga pose. And people practicing yin yoga might hold this for some extensive periods of time. I wouldn't recommend more than 3 minutes maximum. But as this is a demo tape rather than a lesson, I'm going to come out now. But you can enjoy this as long as you want, bringing the arms back. So could always do everything in reverse. So don't just roll off it. Place the feet onto the floor. And press into the feet, lift up and remove that block gently. You could possibly use a bolster. So I'm rolling down, notice I'm rolling down. You could use a bolster, but if it's a big bolster, that's actually going to be quite a strong extension. So maybe not while you're at least getting used to it. And if that's too strong, you could also use, by the way, you could always use a flatter block or even a book. If you don't have a flatter block, maybe just a textbook. So that might be a gentler way, depending how your back is feeling on the day. So again, I'm moving it in reverse and moving that. I'm going to bring my knees towards my chest. I'm going to hold the shins and just squeezing. Maybe you can even hug them in, clasping the arms if you want a bit more, and just rolling over side to side. Lovely massage to the spine. And like we did at the beginning, you could possibly look each way. And now we come into the delicious Shavasana posture. Now, to be comfortable in Shavasana, this is the classic way. It's the corpse pose, as in the dead body, which means you're going to lie like a corpse completely still, and you can stay here for 5, 10, 15 minutes. And this is a lovely, lovely way to end your evening, doing this whole sequence and just come into Shavasana. You could even be ready for bed, and when you come to Shavasana, just get into bed and be nice and warm. You want to be nice and warm, comfortable. If you're not in bed, you might want a pillow. This is a bit high for me, but a nice soft pillow can be good. And if it's a bit hard on your back to lie with straight legs, you could put blocks, or if you've got that beautiful yoga bolster, that's even better. Just put that under your knees and just lie down and enjoy. I could lie here for a long time, but I won't. So to come out of Shavasana, just move the props away And like we did earlier at the beginning, so lifting up the arm over the head. I'm going to come the other way this time. So the arm's just there for a pillow. I mean, you could just do that. It's just to support your head, that's all. Or you could do that. It's just nice to support the head. Coming around just for a moment. Gently, gently, slowly, slowly is the whole approach of this yoga. And then using the hand on the shoulder that's away from the floor, pressing in and coming up. And traditionally we close our yoga practice with some silent sitting. Just take a moment, bring your hands to your heart center. More deep breathing, acknowledging yourself, your needs, your body's needs, and close with namaste. So thank you. I hope this video is helpful for you. Any questions, please put it in the comments below. Or you can contact me via my website, sarahanthony.com. Okay, namaste.